Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Fifth Floor, a podcast about creativity, art, and photography. My name is Athina, and I am your host. So, for this episode, I wanted to keep things a little lighter and a bit more fun with a more playful topic. So, today, I have put together 5+1 fun facts about creativity, little things you might not know but might totally enjoy. Okay, let's dive in. Number 1. Creativity involves both hemispheres of the brain, not just the right side. The brain is divided into two hemispheres, the right side, which is often associated with intuition, imagination, and artistic ability, and the left side, which is linked to logic, language, and analytical thinking. This led to the oversimplified idea that right brain equals creative and left brain equals logical. While creative thinking engages both hemispheres and involves areas related to memory, emotion, and even movement. Number 2. Daydreaming can boost your creativity. When your mind drifts off during simple, relaxed moments, like walking or just chilling, it can help you connect ideas in new ways and come up with fresh, creative insights. Some types of daydreaming, especially mind-wandering that's intentional or constructive, can spark creative ideas. When your mind drifts while doing something low effort like walking or showering, it can lead to breakthrough ideas. This is often called creative incubation. But if your daydreaming is more like zoning out or ruminating, getting stuck in your own thoughts, it is less likely to be helpful. Number 3. Creativity is a skill, not just a talent. What does that mean? That means that creativity can be learned, practiced, and developed over time, just like writing, cooking, or playing an instrument. Sure, some people might have a natural leaning, but that doesn't mean the rest of us are out of luck. The more you challenge your brain with new ideas, explore different perspectives, or even just try something new, the stronger your creative muscles get. Number 4. Making art can actually change your brain. Studies show that when you engage in creative activities like drawing, painting, or even doodling, it can strengthen connections in the brain, especially in areas related to memory, focus, and emotional processing. It even boosts dopamine, the feel-good chemical. So yeah, getting creative isn't just fun, it is also really good for your brain. Number 5. Creativity is boosted by looking at art, not just making it. Just looking at art can give you creativity boost. When you view different styles, colors, and perspectives, your brain starts making new connections, kind of like mental cross-training. It can inspire fresh ideas, shift your thinking, and even help you see everyday things in a more creative way. A study found that people who visited art galleries felt less stressed, more inspired, and scored higher on creative problem-solving tasks afterward, just by being around art. And the +1. So Photoshop was originally called Display. The first version of Photoshop was created in 1987 and called Display. It was never intended to become the iconic photo editing tool it is today, just a personal project by two brothers. And I will elaborate a bit on this because I really like the story. So, Photoshop was actually created by two brothers, Thomas and John Knoll, in the late 1980s. Thomas was a PhD student at the University of Michigan, working on computer graphics. At the time, he was frustrated that his Macintosh couldn't properly display grayscale images on a black and white monitor. So, being a curious guy, he decided to write his own program to fix that. This simple tool was originally called Display, and it was meant just to show images, not edit them. But his brother John, who worked at Industrial Light and Magic, saw the program and immediately recognized its potential. He convinced Thomas to expand it into a full-blown image editor. So the two started collaborating, coding side by side in their free time. They renamed the software to Image Pro, but soon discovered the name was already taken. So eventually they settled on Photoshop, a name that would soon become legendary. But here's the kicker. At first, they couldn't find anyone to sell it. They pitched the software to various companies and only Adobe saw its potential. In 1988, Adobe bought the license and released Photoshop 1.0 in 1990, only for Macintosh computers. And the rest? Well, Photoshop didn't change image editing, it revolutionized digital creativity. Designers, photographers, and artists suddenly had tools to do things that once required darkrooms, scissors, or paint. Photoshop gave creatives the power to manipulate reality, create surreal art, restore old photos, and many more. It is also the reason we have the phrase, "that's been photoshopped." So next time you open Photoshop to tweak a photo or play with layers, remember, it all started with a PhD student who just wanted to see grayscale images a little more clearly, and a brother who saw the bigger picture. And honestly, I could have ended there, but I found even more little fun facts that were just too good not to share. So instead of going deep, here's a quick round, rapid-fire headlines of creativity highlights to wrap things up. So, sleep enhances creativity. Boredom can lead to innovation. Constraints can fuel creativity. Repetition can spark new ideas. The first photograph took 8 hours to expose. Humans took over 1 trillion photos last year. Beethoven counted out exactly 60 coffee beans for his morning brew. He believed in structure and ritual as essential to his creative process. Agatha Christie came up with plot twists while doing the dishes. So, in other words, creativity thrives on routine and randomness. Strange, but true. And that's it for today's episode. A little whirlwind tour through the quirks, science, and surprising truths about creativity. From daydreams and doodles to coffee beans and Photoshop, creativity shows up in the most unexpected places. So whether you are staring out a window, stuck in traffic, or just trying something new for the first time, remember, your brain is wired for creativity. You just have to give it a little room to play. Okay, but before you go, and if this has helped you in any way, or at least made you smile, please send it to one friend who needs to hear this today. And never forget in your life that we have a new podcast every Wednesday. To visit fifthlord.me and subscribe to our newsletter to get updates. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and share if you liked and leave a review. If you're listening via YouTube, please subscribe and share any topics you wish us to discuss or to expand on more. Okay, bye for now and thank you for being here. See you on the next one.